Hi guys, it's Heather, the Butterfly Effect plant-based weight loss, and today is Wednesday, and that makes it Weigh-In Wednesday, and that's the day that I come on here and I make a video if I'm not too tired, and I weigh in on what's going on in my life and what's going on with my weight as I work toward my goal of getting back to my normal BMI weight, which would be 136 pounds. Started out 436 pounds, so I want to take an even 300 off, and I have taken off 250 so far. So I'm on my way. Got about 50 to go again, and I'm working on it right now. So last week I told you that I had put on 3 pounds, and that I actually put on the 3 pounds before I broke my abstinence. So that morning I had weighed in, and I was up 3 pounds. I was up to 186. And then I broke my abstinence by eating a fake meat product, a Gardein fake meat product that I had made for somebody else. So I talked about, I don't know if you saw last week's video, but I talked about the different rules that I broke and the different reasons that I thought that it happened, because I believe in this process that's about making good data out of a bad day. So if you have a day when you do something that's slightly off your program, or just you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming, that I was going to do that today, it's really good to analyze it and figure out what was going on, why did it happen, and how can I, importantly, change my behavior, change my habits so that it doesn't happen again. So I told you that the things that I thought that had happened were that I hadn't been getting enough sleep, that I allowed myself to get to have something in my house that I knew wasn't something that I could eat, and I'm usually really good about that. And I've even said that, like I remember saying at Christmas, don't buy presents, don't buy food presents for people, especially don't buy food presents for people that are things that you wish that you could have, because at least you're going to feel bad that you don't get to have it. Worst case scenario is you're going to give in. And so that was one of my rules. Broke my own rule, thought I could handle it. And so anyway, what I'm saying is, one of the things that I wanted to fix that I had identified last week was that I had started doing night eating again. When I go to my grad school class, I get home at like 10 o'clock at night, and I was still wanting to have some kind of something to eat, because I was so conditioned to come home, have something to eat. And I wasn't really hungry, but I think I was really tired and I was looking for stimulation. And then to compound that, the day after that, I had my volunteer shift at the shelter for families experiencing homelessness. I work with the kids there. I volunteer with the kids there. I love it. And it's a great organization. Anyway, that makes me get out later too. So it's like 2 days in a row where I was wanting to have something to eat and where I was staying up too late. So what did I do this week, and what happened because of what I did? Well, a couple of things. So one of the things that I did was I made sure that I did not eat at night after 6 o'clock. That used to be my rule, nix after 6. And so I just went back to it. And to really reinforce that before I went to my grad school class this week, I messaged my accountability partner and said, I'm about to go to my class and I am not going to be eating anything after my class. I'm committing that to you. And then I did that again last night. And then, and each time she asked me, did you eat at night after you told me you weren't? And I was able to say, no, I have not. And so just knowing that she was going to be checking in with me, and she's a person that really values honesty. So there's no way in heck I would ever say anything that wasn't honest to this person. Anyway, so that was something that I could do to reinforce my program. I made sure to get some sleep as much as I could. Since I knew didn't really have a choice about how much sleep I was going to get on Monday night, I made dang sure I got sleep last night. And anyway, long story long, I did take back off the 3 pounds that I had put on, which I knew were water, which I knew were going to come off. And I don't know why I let it get in my head, Anyway, I took those 3 back off, and I also took off an additional pound. So I'm down 4 pounds for the week. And so, I just wanted to model that for you guys about really, when you do identify what has gone wrong, rather than using that information to beat yourself up or feel like your program's just shot. So what if I had said, I had some oil, so my abstinence is broken, so I'm back to day 0, so I'm just going to go ahead and eat everything. Would I be saying that I am down 4 pounds this week? No way, right? And in the past, that would have been my response, right? Like, I'm either all on, or I'm all off, I'm all right, or I'm all wrong, I'm all perfect, or I might as well forget it, or it's all bets are off, let's eat, let's go have all the things that I've been missing, and let's have some extra things that I'll think up that I want to, that's how I would have reacted in the past. But, I can see now how crazy that is and how self-sabotaging that is. And just because I had a few bites of something that had oil in it, while I'm not happy that happened, I was able to react instead more like a scientist, being mindful about it. That's interesting that happened. I wonder what the factors were that precipitated that happening. Looking at it a lot more analytically, looking for the lesson. And then once I've identified the lessons, putting extra supports in place so that it won't happen again, right? Like, it's classic figure out the problem and fix it, look for the core look for the core cause, the root cause of what's going on. Get to the root, like Faith Scott would say. So I just wanted to model that for you, that I was able to get back on, and my abstinence is shiny, squeaky clean again. No sofas, no animal products. Sofas are sugar and oil and flour and alcohol, if you don't know. And for some people, it's salt too. I try to be really upfront with you guys. I am not as careful about the salt. I go through phases where I'm super careful about the salt, and I go through other phases where I am less careful about the salt. And I think it has to do also with the PMS week, which is one of the things that I was talking about last week. But it does not seem to... It doesn't derail me the way other things do. It doesn't have calories, right? So it's not I know it's not good for me, and I do try to avoid it for the most part, but every once in a while it'll slip in. And so I'm not saying that salt is good, because I really don't believe that it is. I'm just saying that I want to be rigorously honest with you guys and say that sometimes I have salt, especially in salsa, if I get lazy and don't make it myself, or if I have, I'm trying to think where it mostly sneaks in. Yeah, it's mostly just when I don't have time to prepare things myself. Like, I prefer beans cooked in an Instant Pot way over beans from a can. But if I get desperate and need, to just use beans from a can, I do. Or, so anyway, I just like to be really precise about that because a lot of what I'm doing is trying to rebuild integrity with myself, and a lot of that stems from being accountable with you guys. So this week I'm at 182, and so getting further and further from 200, which makes me feel great. Seeing that in the rearview mirror is great. I'm really happy about that. Everything is going really well right now. And if I ever do get in trouble again, you don't even have to go all the way off track to use that technique that I talked about, where you try to identify the root cause and then you try to put additional support in place for that area. It can also be a near miss. If you were like, whoa, I really came close to eating that thing. What's going on? Need to check in with myself, see what's going on there. That is even better, right? Like sometimes I will have what I call a near miss, and then I'll reach out to my support group, which is my ultimate weight loss sisters, and get support real quick, and then I won't end up going off track. Or I'll message Chef AJ and then I won't end up going off track, but I'll have come close. And so I'll still do that same process and put more support in place, because the answer to stress is support. And Dr. Lyle said something really cool, and I just want to share it really quick, and then I'll let that be my last word. He said that trying to eat against your instincts, so you're trying to eat a healthful, low calorie density diet in a country and an environment where there's all this hyper palatable, crappy food. He said that doing that consistently is incredibly difficult, and it requires a lot of conscientiousness. And he likened it to trying to climb Mount Kilimanjaro with a sprained ankle. Like, everything is working against us. Our bodies are conditioned to try to go for the most calorically dense food. Those are the foods that bring us pleasure, and we are choosing instead to choose the healthiest food, since the high calorie food in our environment is pure and total crap, right? So you'd be better, that's terrible. So we are completely working against our own, survival instinct, and that takes incredible conscientiousness. So if you fall off that wagon sometimes, please don't think that you are not going to be able to do it. I know in the past I was like, maybe I'm just constitutionally not able to take off weight and keep it off, or, even to stay on this for a day, for a week, for a minute. I'm fine until temptation comes, that's what I used to think. And what you're going to find is that every time you get back on the horse and you keep on going, every time you get back on that wagon or keep following that path again, you're going to raise your chances of being successful. And that is why I believe that now I'm telling you that I took off all this weight when I've been trying, my whole life. It's all the things I've learned along the way are now serving me. And, a lot, 250 pounds. So, wish I could still say it was 300. I'm going to get back there. But anyway, 250 is still a lot, right? Am I right? Okay. So, don't get discouraged is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say you are doing a beautiful and courageous and amazing thing by even trying. You are being so loving to your family who loves you, and all your friends and everybody that wants you to be around for a long time and wants you to be in good health and suffers when you suffer. You're being so kind and lovely to yourself. By taking good care of this only body you're ever going to get. And that is a worthwhile effort. And nothing great comes easy, right? Nothing really, really worthwhile comes easy. So yes, this is hard, and yes, this is worth it, and yes, you can do it. You've done lots of other hard things, and you can do this too. And if you mess up a little, that there is absolutely no reason to just throw it all out the window and say, I screwed up for today, so I'm done. That's the easy way out. And again, we're not doing it the easy way, right? We're doing the right thing, not the easy thing. We're doing the courageous and strong and beautiful thing by taking care of ourselves. So love you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday, and I will talk to you soon.